This is Kpop Bits.
At the recent Korean World Dream Awards, two rookie groups from the year-old label F&F Entertainment, Unis and AHOF, detonated the fan voting landscape. Unis claimed the big win for the second year in a row, while AHOF finished third after a neck-and-neck battle with juggernauts BTS and Stray Kids. Overnight, the narrative flipped from rookies to rivals, and the backlash exploded. Accusations of hacking, botting, and vote buying. Harassment aimed at both groups' socials, especially loud in Latin American, Spanish, and Russian fan spaces. Both fandoms, however, responded with receipts, donation trackers, transparent ledgers, time-boxed voting schedules, and calm explanations of how they mobilized. Unis's rise is the blueprint for this moment. Formed through SBS's survival show Universe Ticket, they debuted March 27, 2024, under a company with no major track record, while competing in the same news cycle as HYBE's Islet and YG's Baby Monster, both backed by massive investment and heavily promoted debut singles. Even so, Unis made history at the Mama Awards by winning in the Fans' Choice female category. From there, the list of accolades only grew. Brand of the Year, the Asia Star Idol Award, Trend of the Year at the Korea Grand Music Awards, the K-pop Award at the Korean Culture and Entertainment Awards, multiple Discovery of the Year titles, and more. With this extensive award portfolio across Korea's major ceremonies, Unis has become the most awarded fifth-generation K-pop girl group to date. Unis earned their first music show win by beating NCT Wish and NCT Dream's Mark Lee in the fan vote criteria. Over time, they became respected in the fan voting scene, consistently defeating bigger names, cementing their reputation as a powerhouse in fan vote categories. Then came AHOF, 9 members forged in Universe League, the male counterpart survival show. They debuted July 1st, 2025, and posted over 360,000 first-week sales, 5th all-time among boy group debut weeks, and the highest for a 2025 rookie. A week later, AHOF nailed their first music show trophy on SBS The Show with Rendezvous, then followed up with a public broadcast win on KBS Music Bank, edging aespa's dirty work in the fan vote criteria that night. By mid-July, they were already stacking 3 wins, not just one. At KWDA, they shocked everyone by climbing into the top 3 against BTS and Stray Kids. For a group that had debuted only months earlier, even briefly reaching number 1 during the voting cycle, the achievement was staggering and controversial. With success came backlash. The idea that rookie survival show groups could outvote BTS, Stray Kids, and Twice fueled outrage. Yet the explanation lies in how their fandoms operate. First, survival show conditioning. Universe Ticket and Universe League trained fans to vote daily, donate, and coordinate before debut. That structure never switched off. Unis and AHOF voting committees run like operations centers, holding donation drives, Discord tasking, voting parties, last-minute ambush dumps to flip leaderboards, doing giveaways for participants, and laying out post-event transparency reports to keep trust tight within the circle of rich donors, and to dissolve any botting accusations that may arise. In the recent accusations, both fandoms reported that Unis supporters raised around 500,000 pesos, about 9,000 USD, for KWDA voting, while AHOF fans pooled close to 400,000 pesos, about 7,200 USD. These funds enabled bulk voting campaigns that kept both groups competitive against fandoms many times their size. Second is representation. If you peel back the layers even more in this case study, you see a clear pattern, Filipino fan power being at the center. Unis includes 3 Filipina members, Alicia, Jelly, and Hyunju. Alicia ranked number 1 throughout much of Universe Ticket, and by the finale, she was already confirmed as a debut member and exempted from the last public vote, but her dominance in earlier rounds made her position undeniable. Jelly's unique visuals, magnetic charisma, and deeply compelling storyline on Universe Ticket made her the ultimate underdog, and fans couldn't resist rallying behind her. She topped the final voting with 1.7 million votes, outpacing the combined totals of all 6 other Unis members. Her overwhelming support came largely from Southeast Asia and Latin America, where audiences saw a reflection of themselves in her journey and found a powerful reason to cheer her on. JL from AHOF, on the other hand, secured a staggering more than 3.1 million votes in the final round of Universe League, placing firmly at number 1 and establishing himself as the fan favorite. All are undeniably talented, but it's the popularity and the unwavering support system, driven by fan votes and powerful social media campaigns, that ultimately sealed the deal. In K-pop survival shows, Filipino representation consistently ranks at the very top. Fans mobilize massively to push their idols into first place. Other examples prove the trend. Cat's Eyes Sophia, also Filipina, ranked number 1 in fan voting tallies and deemed an automatic debut pick in the finale, already proving herself talent, leadership, and popularity-wise. The takeaway? Filipino members anchor groups as fan voting powerhouses. Representation brings pride, identity, and relentless support that translates directly into dominance at the polls. Outside of the Filipino fanbase support, both groups benefit from other members whose backgrounds and careers have expanded their reach across Asia. Chien secures strong support from Taiwan, while Nana and Daisuke carry fanbases from Japan. Sowon, Han, and Jongwoo provide a firm anchor in Korea, giving the groups a stable domestic base. In China, Kotoko attracts attention alongside Shuebo, who first gained popularity on Boys Planet, along with another breakout star from the show, Woonki, and Steven having already debuted with Luminous, while Hyunju did so as well in Good Day and Signature. All in all, this combination of prior visibility, national pride, and cross-country recognition means this broad representation ensures their voting power is not just concentrated but multi-sourced. Beyond Unis, AHOF, and Katsai, the phenomenon of identity-driven fan voting extends to other acts. Tempest gained traction with a Vietnamese member. Horizon, an all-Filipino boy group, leveraged national pride. Nizu thrived on Japanese representation, while Hearts to Hearts with Indonesian member rallies with the same fuel. Across the board, these examples show how identity builds fierce fan voting blocks, which is why these groups are also often seen in fan voting leaderboards. Unis and AHOF fandoms also claim there's also a deeper layer of bias in the backlash. They say some critics dismiss the victories of Asian-led fandoms as illegitimate simply because they don't align with traditionally dominant fan bases in Latin America, Russia, or Europe, saying this reeks of racism and superiority complexes. Just because a group thrives in Asia, particularly Southeast Asia, doesn't make their victories less valid. And in fact, metrics outside voting show Unis and AHOF pulling real weight. Both have sold-out fan cons in Tokyo, Osaka, Manila, and Shanghai, with AHOF even selling out an arena in the Philippines in under 30 minutes. While Unis has been cited by Soradata and News Tomato for having some of the most organic engagement ratios among 5th-gen groups, often beating peers like Baby Monster and Islet in view-to-like comment balance on their music videos, reflecting that even if their counts are smaller than other peers, their views have the least ad-driven traffic. With all these in consideration, the vote manipulation hypothesis reveals weak ground. Could FNF have hacked the system? Unlikely. Voting platforms like DuckAd clarified they weren't invalidating legitimate votes despite record-breaking totals. And could FNF have simply purchased votes? Fans argue that if the company had that kind of money, they'd be spending it on better promotions, styling, or music videos, areas where both groups are still criticized for underfunding. So what do you think? Are Unis and AHOF living proof that dedicated fandoms can outvote even the biggest groups? Or do you believe the suspicions of manipulation still hold weight? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.